Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier with your Miss Juneteenth film review, reaction, response, recognition, whatever you want to call it. Look at this wonderful movie theater I'm at, encouraging all of you to actually go to the movie theater, not just wait for these movies to come home through the magic of DVD or streaming or some type of app. Go to the theater, see the movies on the big screen, and that's why I do these videos. And I see that a few people that watch Mike's Instant Movie Reviews kindly enjoy them, but we need people to share these videos to get the word out that yes, first of all, movie theaters are open in most places by now. Second of all, in this hot summer heat, it's always nice to go to the theater in my book to escape from the heat and the humidity and the stupidity of life, to escape. And also, if nothing else, and maybe some of you don't care, but if we don't support the cinema will not be there for us, meaning you, me, and everyone else. So 5 years from now, if I'm no longer doing these videos because there is no longer movie theaters to go to, then how will you feel if you didn't share these videos to support the cinema, support the movies in the theater? How will you feel? Will you have a guilty conscience? Now that we've gotten that out of the way and we put this light, a viewer or a subscriber watched one of my videos and was so convincing to me that I actually listened to somebody and got this light, although it's not doing much good right now. So in any event, I'll put that light on for a moment. I guess I could just go outside again, but now I've got to roll down the window. Let's talk about this movie, Miss Juneteenth. Let's have a discussion, an oratory discussion. First of all, non-spoiler, I did enjoy the film. I thought it was a good movie. It brought some issues to the table as far as, really, it's a tale of mother and daughter. And we've seen some movies like that. Mother and daughter movies where the mother and daughter are struggling to, women have just as many complications as men, if not more. And one of the more complicated relationships in a woman's life will be with her mother, or in some cases with her daughter. And in this film, you have that twice over because there's two sets of mother and daughter relationships. And there's a woman in the middle. Turquoise Jones is the name of the character. Wonderfully played by an actress. Sorry, I can't remember the name. Apparently she's got a great career going. But I just have I don't have names memorized, so apologies to her. But she has a wonderful career. I kept thinking, was she the lady that played Harriet Tubman in the Harriet Tubman movie? And the answer apparently is no. So my apologies for being confused. It's not the same lady, apparently. But in any event, great actress, and really a great role for her. Apparently the Sundance, as I tried to articulate, group had something to do with this movie. Filmed in Austin, Texas, where I've actually been in a movie. I wish you would hurry up and get edited and completed to my satisfaction, but I was in a film that was shot in Dallas, Fort Worth, or an independent feature or independent project. So hopefully that'll be done soon and I can share it all with you, the information on how to see it. I had some wonderful scenes with some wonderful people. And I do have fond memories of my short period of time in Dallas, Fort Worth. Although it was very short, I was there. And so there you have it. This movie is about relationships. And, basically this lady in 2004, Turquoise Jones, she's from a rough upbringing. She doesn't have a lot of financial support from her family. In 2004, this is backstory that we learned throughout the course of events. The movie takes place in 2019, but the stuff that we haven't seen took place in 2004, when basically it looks like single-handedly running her own show, this young lady, 14, 15 years old, turquoise, won in a big upset Miss Juneteenth, a pageant in Dallas, Fort Worth, obviously for African-American females. And there's a scholarship to the winner. Now, unfortunately for her, things did not go as well as planned. And once again, just the magic of cinema and the way the dialogue is written, the undertone, the subtext is that because she got pregnant with her own daughter at a young age, she was not able to take advantage fully of the scholarship she received. And the way that we know that is that she's combing her own daughter's hair, who at this point is 14 years old, and her daughter's giving her a rough time because the mom, Turquoise, is forcing her daughter more or less to be in this Miss Juneteenth contest, looking for redemption, looking to live vicariously through her daughter. And her daughter's saying, well, Mom, what did the Miss Juneteenth contest ever do for you? You won it. What did it do for you, Mom? And she says, well, I didn't take full advantage of it because I got... And then she's about to say, because I got pregnant, but she kind of cuts herself off, and she says, because I got stupid, or whatever the fuck she said. So basically, it's a good dramatic scene. An attuned watcher like myself understands that the script was written with, I didn't get to take full advantage of the scholarship because I ... meaning she cuts herself off and she changes the direction of the sentence in order not to insult her daughter. It's a nice story. This movie, the mom really is busting her ass for her daughter. The baby daddy, apparently they are married, but they're separated, but they hook up once in a while. The baby daddy is in the picture, but he's kind of a guy who's got his own struggles. He's struggling with his temper at times, and he's got a criminal history, and then he gets kind of framed by the man, meaning the white police, when he shoots a crocodile in self-defense. I'm not making this up. And so then he's, the father should be a financial support for everyone, but instead he becomes a liability because he's got to pay these crocodile hunting bills, and he cannot do right by his daughter. The daughter actress is a great young actress. If she sticks with acting, I hope she has a great career, and I have a feeling she will if she sticks with it. She has a tough role in this thing. It's not easy to play drama, in a hard-hitting, big, major motion picture. I don't know if she's got other acting chops, experience, resume stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of doing these videos off the fly. But the daughter who plays Kai, I don't know her name either off the top of my head. But she did do a wonderful job. And by the time this movie's out now, she's probably 17 or 18 years old in real life. Who knows? But she did a wonderful job. The movie takes place in 2019, so before pandemic and so forth. And so, there is no masks in the movie. There's no references to anything that we've been through. So it's kind of the cusp of normalcy. But still, people are struggling with money. There's other side characters in this film. The guy that runs the honky tonk or the barbecue pit, who's kind of struggling. That'll come into play later. The gentleman has a heart attack and so forth. Do I have any major issues or complaints? Not really. I mean, I think one thing, I'll complain a tinge. I don't know if it was the audio recording or just my own preferences, but the dialogue at times was a little hard to decipher. I don't know if it was just the actors playing the characters as written. Just kind of, you could tell what was going on. It's just a little bit of a tinge of a thing where for me, either the audio was hard for me, the audio mix, but I don't think it was the audio mix. I think it was just, I'm a very dialogue-based individual with my own writing, as you may know. If you've watched my movies, Disregard the Vampire, Mike Messier documentary, winner of 11 awards, The Impeccable, winner of 4 awards, and so forth. So You're the Guy, winner of 2 awards. So I'm always a person who likes wonderful dialogue, and a lot of people will complain about that. They don't like wonderful dialogue. They think it's too flowery, that you need to have a fucking You know, it's all, oh, it's a visual medium, and all these fucking cliches you read from every asshole named Harry. Everyone thinks they're a movie maker because they can read a book and recite something they read somewhere else. But I like dialogue. Sue me. Sue me in court, okay? This movie is not like, you're not going to have a bunch of quotes from it. It's not a dialogue movie. It's an emotion movie. It's a feel movie. Is it a feel-good movie? I don't know. It makes you feel. It makes you respect the sacrifice this woman's going through to raise her daughter. It kind of is a mother-daughter movie, and I don't think you even have to be African-American to appreciate the mother-daughter relationship. If you're a mother, if you're a daughter, if you're, you know, a brother to women, anyone can appreciate this movie. It's good. You know, I like the fucking movie. What can I tell you? So, I mean, I did like it. You know, I thought there's also some overtures on religion, and the grandmother, Granny, is a bit of a zealot, you know, a Saturday night sinner, a Sunday morning saint, as I say. The grandmother actress did a nice job as well in a difficult role, kind of the antagonist to this thing. That's one thing I came out of this at the end thinking, well, who was the antagonist in this movie exactly? You know, and Robert McKee, if you're familiar with him, is a screenwriting book guy. He has this whole thing of, I think it's him, man versus nature, or man versus himself. Now, a movie where, was it George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg are on the fucking boat and they're trying to stay alive, or, you know, Tom Hanks in Castaway. Those might be considered man versus nature, or Sylvester Stallone in Cliffhanger. You know, those things where nature is an element, or I guess I don't know about Titanic. That was an iceberg, okay. So man versus nature, man versus the elements. Then you have things like man versus man, you know, the Rocky series for the most part. You know, it's Rocky versus Apollo, or Rocky versus Dolph Lundgren as fucking, what's his name, the Russian, Drago. You know, man versus man, you know. And then you have, or even a lot of the Batman movies. You know, Batman when he takes on Joker or Riddler or Pecan or whatever his name is, the Pelican guy. What's the pecan? There's no pecan. The Pelican. Who was the Pelican? The fucking the Danny DeVito is the Pelican or whatever. What's it? I'm losing my mind. But you know, the pecan, the Pelican character, and then you have things, the man versus himself. You know, and that's the toughest one, perhaps. You know, what's a man versus himself movie? That's a little bit harder to say. You know what I mean? Like, what's a man versus himself movie? Maybe Birdman with Michael Keaton, or, you know, man versus himself. It wouldn't even be Passion of the Christ. That's more man versus man, but it's more like man versus many men. Or God, or deity. Not to go down a whole, you know, travelogue here, a whole rabbit trail. I don't know. There's just these different sense of conflict. Now, in this one, what is the conflict? I don't know. I mean, because you could say man versus man. Now, of course, we have to adapt this to woman versus woman, which would be, is it Kai versus her mother? Is it, you know, Turquoise, who's Kai's mother, against her mother? Is it Kai versus the other competitors in the tournament, in the pageant? I don't know. It's kind of, is it man versus man? In this case, woman versus woman, of Turquoise facing the fact that she's trying to live vicariously through her daughter to achieve what she didn't, based on this victory, and allowing the young lady to have her own identity. I don't know. I don't think it was man versus nature, because there was not really a nature element. So I don't, you know what I mean? So that is perhaps something, not that it takes away from the movie, it's just kind of like, okay, we went through this process, but that's fine. You know, it doesn't have to be a cookie cutter kind of movie. It's a good movie. It just made me think. Once again, folks, here I am in sunny Florida. The movies are a wonderful place to escape to get out of the sun, to get out of the heat, the humidity. You know, put the fucking emoji of the hands together and the prayer symbol. Grateful that these theaters are open. But I'm getting, and trust me, I love nothing more than going to a movie theater and having none of you fucks in there with me. I can put my feet up. I can crack my neck. I can bring a book if I want to read it during the previews. I can think about things. I can put my phone on or off as I please and not have any repercussions. So I don't mind not having other assholes like yourselves in the theater with me. But that being stated, I fear for this industry if fuckholes won't buy a goddamn ticket. And everyone's got a fucking excuse. You know, I'm talking to a guy today who's a nice guy, a friend of mine, kind of deep into his years, and I'm saying, hey, yeah, you know, you can go to the movies now. You get a subscription for monthly movies, and you can see, you know, all the movies you want for $20 a month. He's like, oh, well, we're so busy. Oh, fuck off. You know what I mean? You're not that busy. You know what I mean? Everyone's so goddamn busy. It's just, I doubt when people say that they're busy. I just think that they're lying. So, you know what I mean? They're watching The Office on Netflix. That's how fucking busy they are. Don't fuck around with me. Anyway, I give it a big fucking nice review. I'd say it's a, what am I going to say? I'll give it on the A to F scale. I'll give it a B+, which is strong. I like the movie. I mean, I think it's a movie you see and you enjoy it. Look, for me to give it a B+, I'm obviously not African American. I'm not a female. I'm not in the pageant world. But I like this goddamn movie. You'll probably like it too. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Watch my movies for a change. I mean, Christ. Blood Sugar Said Ace is up here for your enjoyment. Mike's Original Films, So You're the Guy. All the wonderful things I provide. Messier Mantra with the wonderful actresses Nadia Zakarian making big things happen. Shalini Kashyap, Lanisha Edmonds-Wood. You can watch Marriage is Bliss, my movie. Also, I was going to mention, I always like movies that have a holiday theme, and this is probably the first movie that I know of to have unless it's a doc, but a narrative film to have the title Miss Juneteenth with the Juneteenth word in there, so that's nice. Good timing by the filmmaker's part. Of course, you can watch my holiday film, Thanksgiving, right here on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. But I like the movie, Miss Juneteenth. I enjoyed it.